Hi, today we'll be taking a look at Immortals of Aveum using an RTX 4080 and the 5800X 3D, and pairing it with 32GB of 3600MHz CL16 RAM, and I'm on Windows 10 Home and rebar is enabled. All the actual data was captured on a capture card in a separate PC, so there's no added load to the GPU or CPU, so you'll get an accurate representation of the FPS that you can expect with this system. But there may be a bit of screen tearing caused by the card, which you obviously wouldn't see during gameplay yourself. So keep your eye on the FPS and the frame time graph to see how smooth the game runs. The area I've chose to test is by far the most difficult area to run that I've been to in the game. I am only 15% into the game though, so there could be areas that are even harder to run than this. I decided to just stick with ultra settings, which was just everything turned up to the maximum here, just because there is no actual in-game presets that you can choose, so there is no actual medium settings as such. You can turn things up and down separately, but just to keep the video a bit more simple, I decided to just leave that and just use DLSS and frame gen as the different settings. But anyway, let's get into the numbers, let's do it.
check my stride with a heart like concrete inside. So now somehow it seems revolutionary through those eyes. Her mind breathes content of pride. Just gone, I'm not okay, it's not this. Someone to play. I'm just gone, I'm not okay, it's not this. Someone to play. Just gone.
Right, so as you can see, it's a pretty rough one to run this one. Well, beyond pretty rough really. Dropping as low as 17 FPS there with no DLSS at 4K ultra settings. The world does seem to have some really big environments there, so obviously they're going to be quite hard to render, but sometimes I find the textures to be a little bit off to me. Like some of them just don't seem to fit in with the rest of it. Like they're not loading in. Or like these potatoes look a bit poor quality. Maybe that's intentional to keep it down, but who knows. Makes me feel like it shouldn't really be this hard to run, but I'm no game developer. In the menu it has this weird points system where it allocates points to a particular CPU or GPU, and the graphics card was fine, but the CPU was a lot over what it reckoned was the limit. But I don't really understand it because there was times where I was supposedly above this limit, but then I'm only using 14% CPU utilization. The limit with my CPU was something like 220 and I was on 390, so well over the top of it, and it said that could cause poor performance, but as my CPU was never really that heavily punished, it was up there, I mean in the 70s and that, when using DLSS or at low resolutions, but I don't really understand how the system works. It doesn't make any sense to me. Also, even when you change resolutions, none of them numbers change, so it's kind of like saying that 4K has the same requirements at 1080p for that graphics setting. I don't really think it works. Maybe it does, maybe I just don't know how to read it, but it just seems odd. Like obviously going down to 1080p you're going to use less graphics card resources than you are at 4K, so how is that still nearly touching 100% on your GPU? Anyway, these are the numbers that I got, so I hope you enjoyed the video, I hope it provided you with some value. If you did like the video, please give it a like and subscribe for more. Thanks, bye.